Mr. Chairman, for calling this hearing today and for your ongoing commitment to this bipartisan process for the Surface Transportation Reauthorization Bill. I'd also like to thank our witnesses for joining us here today. We look forward to hearing from you regarding the current status of the Highway Trust Fund and recommendations for funding and financing solutions to address the national transportation infrastructure needs of our nation, many of which our chairman just spoke about. Passing a bipartisan surface transportation reauthorization bill continues to be my top priority as the ranking member in this committee. Our committee has a strong record of developing these bills in a bipartisan manner, and we are in the process of coming together once again to develop a bill that includes input from both parties and the stakeholder community. From my perspective, this bill must enable long-term investment in our nation's roads and bridges, but do so in a fiscally responsible manner without partisan or lightning rod pay-fors that could sink a bipartisan bill. We need to give flexibility. I spent the last 2 weeks traveling my state, as many of us did, talking with our road and transportation sector, and flexibility is absolutely critical to our states and communities to address their unique transportation needs. The flat areas of Oklahoma are nothing like the mountains of West Virginia. So if you're going to try to put us both in the same bucket, it could be very constraining. We need to keep the federal interest focused on providing a connected network of road and bridges to ensure that all communities and the economy can thrive, and also safety is critical in our bridges. We need to facilitate the efficient delivery of projects so that we can improve the safety and resiliency of our surface transportation system, and we need to drive innovation. Innovation is critical to help pave the way for the systems of the future. I'm willing to work on all of these with all of my colleagues to get these goals into our bills. We need to have that give and take of a bipartisan process to produce legislation that can make it to the president's desk. It will take work from all levels of government and the private sector to meet the nation's transportation infrastructure needs, and we will have to take an all-hands-on-deck approach. The Highway Trust Fund, which is the source of funding for federal surface transportation projects, is once again, as it has over the last several years, facing a shortfall. This shortfall must be addressed for us to move forward with the bill. We've got to work together here to find this bipartisan long-term solution for the trust fund shortfall. All of us who use our surface transportation system should contribute to its upkeep and expansion, and today that is not the case with all of the users. We should consider the unique impacts on certain Americans, including those in rural areas and lower-income individuals, and we should try to minimize administrative and cost burdens. We should also try to provide states and other non-federal partners with options to use various financing tools. This is not an easy problem to solve. I'm willing to consider various solutions so that we can discuss how to pay for our nation's infrastructure. Since our committee last met, President Biden has proposed a type of pay that I have cautioned against in the past. I am concerned about the effect that the tax increases proposed by the administration will have on our nation's growth, particularly coming out of this pandemic. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today on an array of solutions and innovative approaches to raise revenue for the transportation needs across the nation that we can achieve together. I'm committed to working with all of my colleagues, both here in the committee and in the Senate in general and across the Capitol, and with the administration to see that we can get there where we need to be. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield the balance of my time.
Thank you.